I'm going to go over a recent trade I had on Palantir, actually yesterday, the 11th, Friday. So I was trading off the 5 minute chart, and I like to annotate the little baby gaps here. And I mark the top of the gap and the bottom of the gap. This was the CPI gap, but I didn't pay much attention to it because it didn't really come into play. The reason why I mention these levels is because they eventually come into play with the trade and how I move my stop losses. So it initially in the morning gapped down, and had some action with this area right here at about 7.55. So I made a little line there. I saw it break out. I saw it have a reversal break out here, and I was convinced enough that it was time to take a position. So I took a position here. It dipped its toes back here, came up, fought this important level, got past it. Once it got past it, this is where I kind of added a little bit. So it kept riding, and mind you, as I'm going, so once it blew past here and got up here, this was my stop loss. And once I got past here, this became my stop loss. So anyways, I rode this up. I sold the first set that I bought way down here, right here, and then I held what I got on this breakout, and then this breakout, I thought we peaked out right here, so I put my stop loss right about here, just because that seemed like where I was willing to cap my gains at. So I sold it right here, and of course it turned around, battled with my stop loss level, and went up higher and even higher at the end of the day. But right here, when I got to this point, is when I was like, all right, I'm going to buy some puts because this thing has had 2 monster days in a row. It's got to have some pullback here. So it did go a little bit above that, where I bought puts at 836. It's at 841. But, you can kind of see this a little bit better with the 5 minute time frame, which is what I was trading with, really. It's just easier to show you with the 1 minute time frame. So the September low VWAP was important, and the August high VWAP was important, obviously, as you can see here. Used it as support and a little bit of resistance. But I think it's probably going to check back to probably about this VWAP or this 825 level. And if it can't hold that, probably head back down to $8. Another trade that I entered has to do with macro. So there's the COP27 going on right now. It's all climate stuff. So anyways, nuclear power is being brought up very positively there. The company I'm going to talk about to play this just signed a deal with China to supply them. Nuclear future, uranium futures they peaked, but now they've kind of found a spot, and they're accumulating and kind of trending upwards. They're in an upward channel. When you look at CCJ, the ticker for Cameco, you can see that there's been a couple downtrends. It's kind of boom or bust. So it booms, it busts and then it booms. So this is a kind of a little example here. Then it accumulates, busts up again, and then booms. Oh geez, I'm screwing up here. Busts and then booms again. So I just copied this. So that's an exact copy. So just guessing if this, positive macro news and other catalysts can fuel this stock, including this MACD bullish crossover, which seems to be helping so far. Could get up to 28.73, and this is just hypothetical, but that is looks like a pretty important level if you just here. Let's see. Yeah, it does look like a pretty important level if you ask me. Yeah, wow. Nearly to the penny. So that's one of the trades that I entered after getting out of Palantir and all that. But, yep, so the Palantir trade was a two bagger for one of the tranches. And, you know, the trim is obviously never as good. But you always want to take some money off the table and, you know, try your best to play with house money. All right, take care. Have a good day.